Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Apologies for the lack of intro still. I've still got some cold sores on my face and they're looking a bit nasty, so save you from that. Tonight I got a lift down to the running club, No Shields Poly, from a clubmate Tony. I'm still banned from driving. I can actually apply for my licence in about mid-October and I should get it back in December, which would be a year from my surgery. If all goes well, hopefully, and there's no hold up with that. So yeah, hopefully I won't have to rely on other people to get there, and it'll just be much easier if I can just get in the car and go myself. Tonight I wanted to test myself. I said this after, just before the sessions that led up to the Great North Run, that I wanted to move up because the E-team was starting to get a bit too easy for us, and I wanted to test myself, as I've said. So I moved up into the D group tonight, a little bit faster as you go up the sessions. You go up the groups. Tonight's session was a out and back session on the Promenade, so we had about just over a kilometre's run to get there, so a nice little warm up. The session itself, as I said, is out and backs, so we started with a 500 metre run out, 60-second static recovery, and then a 500 metre run back, followed by another 60-second static recovery, and then we repeated that with 800 metres and a kilometre. So in total it was 4.2 kilometres. The pace was supposed to be around 4:30 per kilometre, but we actually ended up running it more like around 4:20. Looking at my Strava, I wasn't really paying attention to it, to be honest. I was just trying to hold on to Mike, who was in front of us, and he was leading the pack, so held on to him for as much as I could. I did alright, actually. I held on him for the whole session, and I really wanted to get the session done, even though my hammy was still tight and hurting a little bit. And I just can't seem to get to the bottom of that. Can't seem to shake it off. Just every time I start picking up a bit of pace or I get to a bit of distance, especially with a little bit of hills, my hammy just starts pulling. But it was fine. It lasted the whole session and it was all right. So I'm just going to keep running on it. Obviously, I'll keep trying to roll it and ice it and stuff, but I just can't seem to shake it off. The static recoveries in the session are, I believe they're supposed to help with to increase endurance and increase your lactic threshold. They're a little bit brutal, and you always want to just keep going, to be honest. But the idea is that they're there to help, and it does hurt, but it lets you know that when you're running and you start getting a bit fatigued, that I've done this before, I've trained for this, I know what it feels like, and I can just push through. The session itself started out quite well, as you'd expect, with only doing 500 meter reps. It was quite easy. We're just trying to stick to pace and hold on to the guys in front of us. At about the third rep, which was the second of the 800s, I could definitely feel my legs starting to get a bit tired and a bit leggy. And again, it's just a case of holding on, pushing out the bad thoughts, and just keep going. Really, I really wanted to get to the end of the session and not have to drop to the E group. So yeah, I was just trying to hang on. You'll see at some points in the footage, I'm actually quite a bit off the back of the rest of them. And the group started with about 8 people, and I think we only finished with 4 or 5 anyway. The rest dropped off miles, quite considerably. But I managed to hang in there, and I managed to keep going. Obviously, as you can see, the fast boys coming past us as well as everyone else is from the clubs out there, all the other groups, which is quite nice to see. It's quite nice to run with other people as well, obviously. And that's the point of the club. You get pushed along by people, other people drag you up when you're dazed and you're not feeling too great. And it's just a case of hanging on. And that's the same when you're racing, right? You see guys in front of you and you try and hang on to their coattails and just let them pull you around. And it's exactly the same as training. That's why I go. It's why I go in the club. It's why I run with a group. So the sessions were tough. The last few were, really quite hard, but got it done. Got it finished. It was all good. Well, as you can see, it doesn't look like it's going to be too long before we're running in the dark. I've got no idea how my camera's going to work with a head torch, because I do normally wear a head torch in the winter months. Obviously, last winter I didn't run much at all when it was dark, because I was in hospital. We'll see what happens when we get there. This is the last kilometre. I was starting to drag off the back a bit of the group, but I gave myself a little shake, a little talk new, and I managed to settle into a nice rhythm. And start catching, not really chasing each other, but I just wanted to stay with the group. So yeah, managed to settle into a nice rhythm, catch the guys back up. Obviously there Mike have a little word with us as well. It was very nice. Thanks to everyone who's watched the videos so far, and hopefully the videos are going to help people out, even if there's not that many people watching at the minute. Anyone in the future that is looking for a bit of motivation can find my channel, watch the videos and see exactly what I'm doing and think, you know, I can do that too. And that's absolutely amazing, even if it's just one person in the next few years, however long left I've got, or however long I've got left. Even if I can help a few people, then that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that's what the channel's for. So thanks to everyone for watching. You know, like and subscribe, all the good things just to get us back in more into the algorithm. Make YouTube do some work for on the people in the future too. Yeah, and thanks very much for watching. Have a good evening, have a good week. Cheers very much, guys.
Nah, this is the base and it feels alright.